Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is repairing our energy field from holes caused by astral maggots. And I do have some additional stuff, but that's the main thing. So I'm going to start explaining, but no, actually, before I go into the deeper explanations, there are also aspects of not fully being disconnected from the warped and twisted realities. So this is what I found today. So this stick is clearly very warped and twisted, and there's still a connection. So that I'm going to be cutting today. And this was dragging behind my car, and I thought, oh no, something else is wrong with my car. And then I realized it's actually not. So first of all, that immediate jumping to the worst case scenario kind of thing, right? The whole exaggeration thing when hearing a sound, but also based on past experiences, right? So while we're in the process of healing, we have to really shift into that creator mode of not slipping back into what was, but creating a different reality from now, right? And I was very happy to see that it was only this, but it has to do with us and our roots still kind of hindering us a little bit and kind of like making us drag instead of like driving or like moving forward uninhibited, right? So those are also the two additional aspects. But let me get to the main parts of what I discovered while I was moving stuff around. So I had this spelt flower and I had it high up on a shelf out of sight. And then actually, sorry, before I show you this. Oh, and I need a new tea light candle. So the light going out, I feel, is also significant. So this kind of stuff still sometimes causes our light to go out. I'm actually just going to put this on top. That's good enough. I'll just be on top here. That works. All right. So I ended up finding one tiny maggot. Can you see here? I have a few in here now. I found one and it was slightly moving, and I thought, oh my gosh. And then still hadn't realized that there were more. And it was a blessing in disguise that I finally got around to putting up that cabinet that I had found a few weeks ago. And for that, I had to move a bunch of stuff. And that's when I found this. And there were maggots crawling out of here. And I dumped everything in the toilet and flushed it down right away. And I had these large clear plastic bags so that I could at least show you and still not have anything else that might possibly still be in there crawl around. But if you look at this bag, it just really hit me of how these maggots, and in German, when a person is considered a maggot, it's like what we call a leech in English, right? So when someone is leeching off you, they're taking advantage of you and your kindness, and they're like, taking advantage, right? So a lot of times they might be living off of you. Let's say maybe they're living with you, but not paying rent, or just tiny sums rather than like properly sharing and all that kind of stuff, right? So a lot of times when we're too kind and people are leeching off of us, when people are basically human maggots, right? Um, it's because we don't have good, strong boundaries for ourselves, which goes back to abuse in our childhood. Usually it goes back to enmeshment and narcissistic abuse, right? So that causes holes in our energy field through which our energy can leak out. And when I saw this, it just really hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to use this for a healing on our energy field. So clearly this is too big to burn it at home. So I will put this in the fire bags so that it can be burnt in the next fire. But the next interesting thing is the name of the flower. Hold on, let me see if I can show you properly here. It's spelt flower. And what hit me there was it was like a dark spell, so a curse. And a lot of times, like, this kind of stuff has been passed down from generation to generation, right? This narcissistic abuse and enmeshment a lot of times in those families. So it's an intergenerational curse that has been in our family that got passed down from generation to generation, and that caused these energy leakages in our energy field because we're so weakened, we're not strong enough to set proper boundaries, or we weren't, at least. I don't really want to keep saying that in the present tense. And that caused a lot of damage for us, right? And as people get older, they then have very little energy, right? So it's like chronic fatigue and no drive, health issues, all this kind of stuff, which is generally considered a normal thing of aging. But we can actually get older by the years without aging like that, if we can properly heal from our trauma and move into those higher vibrational states of being, right? So that's why it's very important to heal from that. So another aspect of this whole thing I'm going to show you here. So this is the same flower that I had filled into a jar. And if you look here, it looks just like the pattern of woodworms, except instead of inside the bark, it's inside the glass jar. So it's wonderful for us to actually see. And since I have moved it off the shelf, it's actually a little bit less clear now than it was right when I moved it off, but I tried to move it carefully. And look at all the worms at the top now. Actually, more of them moved to the top than when I moved it, because I moved it 2 days ago. But since the lid is sealed, none of them can actually get out. So I'm not gonna open this, even though they move slowly. But yeah, I'm not touching that. Unless I might consider a meat protein cooked in some form of bread or something like that. Trust me, it has crossed my mind. I'm still debating on that. But what I have here for tonight is I cooked some rice representing the maggots. Just very quickly to make it easy. And I'm going to pour some soy sauce on to represent the dark, because we're dealing with astral maggots, right? But it shall also add a good flavor, so I can simply eat plain rice, and it's actually very decent tasting then. So that shall help us break. And please, also, if you get a chance to make some rice, if you have soy sauce or Maggi seasoning or anything like that, any dark sauce that you want to kind of put on there a little bit for flavor, please do so. If not, eat it straight like this. That's fine too. But yeah, if you could eat some rice along with the ceremony, that would really strengthen the whole healing effect. Because here we're basically chewing it up digesting it in our digestive system, in our digestive tracts. Oh, and the phone is still tipping. My apologies. That's another sign. Like, a few things have been a little wacko and off today for me. So we will digest it, and then it will be expelled from our system by excreting it in the washroom and flushing it down, right? So it will get pooped out. Excuse my language there. Actually, the language isn't that bad there, but still, excuse the graphic or more graphic expression of it. Yeah, so it will be exiting our body and will be flushed out of our system by flushing it down the toilet, right? So flush. So flushing it out to help us heal. So that symbolically also means that all that toxic stuff that is in our energy field, all those astral maggots that have been eating away at our energy and boring their way into us, and that can also affect us internally, like even as deep as organs, right? And again, on an energy level, on an astral level. So let's say if they're in our lungs or in the heart or in the kidneys or in all of the above, then all of those places are weakened, right? So in order to get stronger again, we have to excrete all of that. And then what I also have here is a sponge from when I did a little paint touch up. Here I have some white paint. Oh, I didn't close it properly. But yeah, a little bit of white paint, and I just did a little bit of paint touch ups. I didn't have a brush handy, but it's actually perfect because a while ago I was thinking that I want to show it like this, that we are like a sponge when we absorb people's energy. But instead of the darkness, we want to absorb light, represented by the white color, right? So this is how we want to be, basically, right? And since I don't want to or can't really burn all that stuff inside my apartment, I might just burn a tiny bit, that little strip that connects the twisted wood with the other stick. Well, that used to be one stick, but is now separated. So I might just burn a tiny little bit. So I put the little mini cauldron there, but I'll see if I feel guided to simply put all of it in the fire bag for, the next big fire. So sometimes I receive guidance in the moment, so I'll wait and see for that. But yeah, the rest should all be clear and explained. So let's get started. Let's smudge and then call in our divine team. Oh, and of course, I already lit the black candle that I had paused from previous banishings, since I still have to continue burning it. And of course, we're banishing all of this and cutting cords to those toxic, sick, twisted energies off this stuff, right? So it's all connected and it goes back to our roots, like our ancestors. I think that's everything. Yeah. All right. Okay, please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, low vibrational, and unhealed, and transmute it into pure divine essence and return it to the universe for reintegration, and help us fully and completely reconnect to our own inner divinity as well as that all around us. And through that, help us be in oneness with all of creation. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, let me just switch these spots to have this in the back. And what is amazing too, actually, when I look at the candle in real life, the inside doesn't look as purple violetish as it does in like through the camera lens, which is amazing. It also means that that spiritual connection is really there, right? All right, let's call in our divine team. Dear divine higher power of the universe, our higher selves, and our entire divine spirit team of the light, including the 4 elements and the 4 directions, please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. And I feel like it's a little too much smoke, so let me just dim that, dampen that. Okay, let us start by giving thanks and expressing our gratitude for all the blessings, big and small, in our lives. Or at least let us think of 1 or 2 things that we're really grateful for today. So for me, despite some of the things that threw me off today and challenged me a little bit today, there was actually a really great measure of progress for me because the downstairs neighbors had a party again, and the last few times there was an issue with them going super late, and when I asked them to turn it down, it still took a long time before they finally did. And the last time especially, I ended up not sleeping for most of the night, and that messed up my next day. And I didn't go down right away the next day because I didn't want to ruin their party completely because they had actually rented out the space. So I knew there was a little bit more behind the story, but once I had digested my anger, I went down and calmly talked to one of the 2 owners. And, I was really glad to see that today, like, she really heard and received my message of, hey, you know what? I felt unheard. Like, if I'm okay until 3, but after that, please, you guys got to turn it down. And they stopped just a few minutes after 3. I mean, I'm not standing there with a stopwatch. So, like, for me, that's good enough. But yeah, I'm really, really happy and grateful and thankful that, first of all, I feel I am being heard and respected, that I did set boundaries, but in a really good, positive way, not destructive, but, in a way that everyone felt okay. So those are the kind of things and the kind of moments when we can really see our progress, right? So, yeah, I'm really, really grateful for that today. And of course, all the guidance I received, like these 2 things I found today, this I found, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before, sorry, but recently. And I feel like every step just kind of ties to the next. So I feel that, it has become much, much easier to actually relax and trust the universe that everything is working out, right? Rather than having those worry word energies come up again. But now it's like, okay, I know it's all going to work out. I know it's all going to be great. And, working out for my highest good, even if there are some moments that can be a little challenging sometimes and so on, right? So, okay, with that being said, thank you to my divine team and my higher self and all of that. Sorry, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. And all of that, meaning like divine power and everything. So with that being said, let the banishing of all those energies that took advantage of us, that didn't respect us and our boundaries, all of those leeching off of us, taker energies that depleted us, that, oh yeah, depletion as well. Thank you. So a lot of times depletion of energy also means when we're in stress for a long time. So basically, CPTSD, So long-term PTSD, right? By constantly staying in that fight or flight mode, that depletes our body's resources. So vitamins and minerals get used up more and so on. So we really become depleted. Thank you. So let all those astral parasites, those astral leeches, those maggots now be broken down and digested. Whoops. In our system. Hold on, I don't want to get too much of that, but let this rice with the soy sauce be the representation and manifestation of those leechy maggot energies, those astral leeches, those astral maggots in our energy field. Let those now be broken up through the chewing, then digested in our system and excreted and flushed out of our lives, not just out of our energy field, but out of our entire lives by flushing it down the toilet when we're done, once it's been fully out. It's not super hot anymore. I made it before I started the ceremony, but it did cool down, but it's okay. It doesn't want to go down easily. Let me get my tea. Just gotta flush it down a little bit. And I may have to finish it after the ceremony, if I can't eat everything here. But I'll try to finish as much as I can. And I'm getting the hiccups, which I usually get when someone is longing for me, but in the missing energy of like the unhealthy want and desire kind of energy, not the nice peaceful one, but the more demanding love, like 3D conditional love kind of energy that is so prevalent. One sec. Okay, so what just came to me was this kind of demanding, missing someone that, in relationships, when someone misses the other person in a sort of demanding way, in an unhealthy, unbalanced way that is commonly mistaken for love, but it's more sort of that possessiveness, that almost like ownership type love. I'm going to put it in air quotes. So by healing from all of this, by healing from the issue of not setting proper boundaries for ourselves, we're also healing from attracting those kind of relationships, those kind of partners who are so demanding. And I mean, I remember one guy who, when I left his place to drive home, I had to take the highway, and he could not wait for me to get home. He wanted me to text him back while I was driving on the highway. And I was stupid enough to just text like maybe a few words. And I was like, what the heck am I doing? Am I crazy? My safety is more important than this guy. So, like, I broke up with him shortly after that because I feel if someone cannot respect me enough to actually want me to be safe, then that person is the wrong person, right? But that's the kind of missing and longing that I'm talking about that is completely narcissistic, unhinged, unhealthy. Me, 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 me. I don't care what happens to you. I miss you, so I want to talk to you now. Right? So that kind of stuff is also all part of this, what we're dealing with here. But we respect ourselves enough, actually too much, to accept any of that kind of nonsense. Right? So no more. We shall no longer accept this kind of nonsense. Mm. 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 Hold on. Oh, what I'm feeling now is my throat was closing up, that I almost couldn't swallow the food. And I get that. Excuse me one second. I get like that when someone has this kind of anger where they feel like they want to strangle you, which of course it isn't actually done physically in 3D, but those are the kind of energies of what they feel like they would like to do, right? So it's exactly also that forceful control of, right? So that those are the kind of energies we're dealing with here. I think I have to finish the entire thing here before finishing the ceremony. My apologies if it takes a while, but yeah, it's important. This needs to be done and finished. And I might have to run and get more water because the tea's almost finished. Oh. One more moment. Yeah, I'm still feeling that throat being closed quite a bit. Mm. All right. Mm. Okay. Whew. All right. All chewed up. It will be digested, excreted, and flushed out of our system. Now, I feel like I also need to break another walnut for breaking that curse. Just cutting the tie is not enough. So let me just get the hammer. And I'm going to move this out of the way to have more room. There's the hammer. And we're also going to do one of those portal closings, and that should cover it. All right. So with the food being digested now, let any and all cords, bonds, shackles, chains, leashes, and any and all other karmic connections that keep, oh, and look at that, it's almost broken. Like there's very little still hanging on, which is much better than how it was last time. Last time there was still much more connection. Now it's actually wearing very thin, which means we're getting close. Like we just got to keep chipping away at it until it's finally fully done, right? But we're getting there. So with that being said, let any and all shackles, chains, leashes, bonds, and any and all other karmic connections and things that bind us and bind those energies to us that have allowed this leeching off energy and that have made it hard for us to set proper boundaries. Let all those energies now be fully and completely removed from us. Let any and all of those connections, bonds, shackles, chains, leashes, ties, and anything else that bound us to that and those energies to us now and forever fully and completely be cut, severed, and removed. And those need to be burned. And first I'm going to cut them smaller. And also any and all portals and gateways, as well as soul contracts that either we or our ancestors or all of us have had to experience this kind of stuff, to go through that kind of experience. Let all of that now be nil and void and removed from our lives fully and completely throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And let any and all toxicity from our roots that has been passed down through the generations as an intergenerational curse, let all of that now be broken and removed from us. And let us start to grow new roots with new traditions for all the future generations that come after us, that shall stand on healthy ground, on a healthy foundation. See how this looks like roots. Amazing. Wow. Okay, let me open the window properly so I can burn this in here. Okay. And ooh, let me just pour a little bit on here. That's gonna burn good. I might actually want something else under there in case it gets hot. I don't want the table to have scorch marks. Okay. And the lid will be nearby in case I need to snuff it out, in case it gets too big. But let all those toxic roots be burnt away from our lineages so that the new roots can grow and create a new foundation. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And let any and all spells, curses, hexes, and dark magic that has been put on us and or our ancestors now and forever be removed from us, our ancestors, and our entire lineages, so that we shall be free from those evil wishes. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, that was suffocating. Oof. Oh, that was suffocating energy. Yeah. That was exactly that forceful energy that I felt earlier when I was eating the maggots. I mean, the rice representing the maggots. Oh, and see, this doesn't even want to burn fully. Let me see if I can get that burning a little more, because that should have been burning properly, but wasn't, which means there is definite stuff going on with the ancestral lineage. Let all the dark stuff be burnt away. Spirit of fire, come to us, help us with your magic, help us with your magic, help us with your magic. Spirit of fire, come to us, please ignite the healing, please ignite the healing, please ignite the healing. Spirit of fire, come to us, burn away all evil, burn away all evil, burn away all evil. Spirit of fire, come to us, burn. Sorry, I forgot the lyrics now, because I always change them a little bit. I don't always sing in the same order. Spread your love and light in us. Spread your love and light. Spread your love and light in us. Spirit of fire, come to us. Warm us with your inner flame. Warm us with your flame. Fill us with your inner flame. Spirit of fire, come to us. Let us now be healed now. Let us all be healed. Let us all be healed now. Spirit of fire, come to us. We thank you for this healing. Thank you for this healing. Thank you for this healing. There's one little piece. Yeah. These need to burn. The ties that I threw in weren't burning yet, I saw, but now it's all burning. Perfect. All right. Whew. I need salt. Give me another quick moment. I'll be back in 1 sec. Okay, a few seconds. Let all those energies be banished. See how normally the salt actually puts out the fire, but in the last fire ceremony, it actually ignited more. Let all those dark toxic energies be burnt away, transmuted and neutralized, and returned to the universe for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Whew. And let us now be filled with massive amounts of divine love and light, represented by the white paint. So let us now be a sponge for the divine energies. Let us be filled with the purity of the divine energy, of the divine essence, and let us remain like this. And with the spell being broken, with that generational curse being broken, we can now access the beautiful things that life has to offer, represented by the walnut pieces that we wouldn't have had access to while under that spell, under that curse, right? Because if we're caught in this toxicity, we cannot see the true beauty that life has to offer, and we cannot truly experience the joy and bliss that we could experience, that we can and are going to experience when we're free from this darkness that has held us back and held us down. Okay, I think these are all the pieces. I mean, the tiny stuff I'm not going to worry about, but now we can enjoy the beautiful blessings that life has to offer. So I'm going to eat this and we're going to wrap it up with that. Oh, and of course, if you have a walnut and you could break one too and eat it, that would be super awesome. If not, you could also break something else, like an old cup or anything else that is fragile that you're okay with breaking, right? Something where it's old, or a glass jar, but then just be careful to clean it up well, right? Okay. Oh, of course. And walnuts are also considered brain food, and a lot of times when we're in those dark energies, we can also have brain fog. So it's also very good to eat nuts to help nourish the brain again, right? And let any and all other remaining dark energies and negative effects that all of that has had on us be reversed. Let any and all trauma, any and all hurt, pain, suffering, depression, sadness, anger, oh, I think I mentioned anger before, and any and all other negative, dark, low vibrational emotions. Oh, also like spite, jealousy, envy, all those kind of emotions that come from a place of insecurity, from fear of not being good enough and all that stuff. Let all of that be reversed and let us see ourselves as the beautiful divine beings that we are. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. All right, that's it. Whew. Let us take a deep breath in, breathing in that pure divine essence, and let us exhale any and all last lingering dark emotions. So one breath in and exhale. Oh, yes, thank you. Also, if you want to do a lip roll, which is what I just did, the and or a loud audible sigh, to just let out all that stress, all that tension, everything that we've been holding in, everything that we've been holding on to, we're letting it all out now. All right. Let us give massive amounts of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our divine team. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your help in this healing. And please accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly and massively safe, shielded, and protected by a massive divine shield of protection, and seal our energy field and fully and completely repair it. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of this ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel further, there's a PayPal link down below. And if you would like to join the women's online healing ceremony, the shamanic ceremony for womb healing, and anything else that comes up that is a more woman-specific issue, you can still join us last minute. Our ceremony starts at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Basically today. I haven't gone to bed yet, so for me it's still kind of yesterday in my mind, but Sunday the 22nd at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And since it is last minute now at this point for you, it will be $20. The session is up to 3 hours long. Now it's not exactly timed, so it could be shorter, but roughly that's what I'm expecting. And yeah, I would love to see many of you there. And remember, there's one coming up for the gentleman in April, at the end of April, after, close to the tax deadline, but hopefully many of you can still make it. And then starting in May, I will have mixed ones. So I'm really looking forward to meeting many of you. And in the meantime, I'm sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May truth and integrity always be with you. Bye for now.